Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Magic here at GameSwap Mason. Brought to you by Top Deck Productions. We got 5 rounds of hot modern action coming at you. I'm Zachary Creamer here with...
I'm Robert Meadows. You guys recognize me on Thursdays, but Connor can't do it today because he has a sore throat.
Because he's on stream. And so we got my good buddy Connor Sloan on Mono-Green Tron and Andy Falk on Abzan Company. Robert, what do you think of the matchup?
So I know typically the Tron deck has problems with like just combo decks in general.
Yeah.
You can correct me if I'm wrong or I have a different opinion about it, but like, cause,
sure.
like they don't do anything in the first like 3 turns typically. Like if they do on the play Karn 3, that sometimes can slow a combo deck down, but even then, sometimes that's not enough.
Yeah, like they have like the main deck Dismember. I know Connor doesn't play that, but a lot of lists will have like 1 or 2 Dismember, so that's early interaction. They can Walking Ballista for 1, but outside of that, yeah, you're really looking at like turn 3, and so that gives Andy, especially if he's on the play, time to just combo off, and Connor might be over there with 2 tapped lands because he went and got his 3rd. Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool. I didn't do anything.
So decks like these creature combo decks can really prey on a meta where Tron is at the top because Tron doesn't have a lot of early interaction. Now that being said, once they start getting going, especially with a mono-green build, they have a decent amount of interaction main, so it's really hard to combat. It's really hard to face off against Tron once they get their engine going.
Yeah, I know like spell-based combo decks are even harder for Tron.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know like the Tron decks fight this by playing like some of the main deck relics sometimes.
Against the spell-based ones, though, a lot of the cards in the spell-based deck can be invalidated by what Tron is doing.
I mean, yeah, it depends.
Like their counter spells might not line up very well.
I mean, I'm talking more like the Storm.
Oh, Storm, yeah. Storm just destroy... Storm...
Yeah, I mean the actual spell-based combo.
Yeah.
Nauseum, Storm,
yeah,
KCI.
Those decks just destroy Tron. Although I did see Connor beat a KCI player over the weekend, but that's because it was like games 2 and 3, and he had well-timed interaction.
Yeah. So like their post words like simply like with it has like 3 to 4 Thought Knots here or something like that. Nature's Claims.
The thing I always like about Tron, though, is like they don't give you a lot of time to mess around. Like turn 3 Karn is a big deal against like most decks.
Yeah. Relic is so Relic is a piece of interaction that helps against the Kitchen Finks aspect of this combo. Like one of many ways this deck can go infinite. It can go infinite with the infinite life or infinite Walking Ballista kill you. Yeah.
And I think he has a Walking Ballista in hand, so that makes it a little bit easier on Andy's part.
And that's a Dustwash Recruiter, if I assume so correctly.
He's missing a couple of different pieces here, but
yep.
Andy's close to having something going.
So that's Tron, right?
No, that middle one's a power plant. He has 2 power plants. So he has a tower.
Wait, no. Is that a mine?
Oh no! Connor told me how to tell the signatures. The signatures are different. That's Tron.
Okay.
Yeah. Connor has 1 of each Tron land. Art.
Yep.
He has 1 of each art, and they're all signed, so I can tell by the signatures because some of them are weird. Like that one he has untapped, for example. That's a mine.
It is?
Yeah. That.
That's like a power plant.
Yeah, that is a mine.
Okay.
And the one with the pillars is a power plant.
All right.
I always make fun of that one, and Connor always says, "Do you know what the core of a nuclear reactor looks like?" And I'm like,
I mean,
no,
he's
I
not
don't.
wrong.
And I'm like, no, I don't. And he's like, well, it looks like that. And I'm like,
he's right.
You got me there. And then the tower, that one's a tower. The tower is really obvious, except for the mine.
That looks like
a tower. And then Connor always gives me flack about that too. It's like, well, it's clearly not a tower. I'm like, it's kind of a tower.
Yeah. So right now, Connor does not have a liver mortis. How are you doing tonight? But like right now, Connor's hand, he's really leaning on trying to find interaction with this.
Yeah, I mean, he
has O-Stone to clear the board.
He can untap an O-Stone, so Andy really doesn't... Andy either wants to, like... If he's going to add to the board, it'll be to win.
All right.
Otherwise, he's not really going to add to the board.
So we're probably going to E-Wit right here, if I assume. Yep. Just to buy back something that gets blown away.
Yep.
Like the Dustwasher Recruiter so he can combo off again.
Yeah. The other thing Connor can do is save the O-Stone and just, like, play this Ugin next turn.
Well, he has to draw a 4th land.
He has a 4th land in hand.
No, he doesn't. He has double Ugin O-Stone.
Oh. Never mind. Never mind. I thought I saw another mine.
Yeah. So Andy gains 2 more life now. That's insane.
Oh, that's so significant in this matchup, let me tell you.
It really is.
When your opponent is attacking you with 6 6s and 10 10s that eat your library, yeah, let me tell you.
So we have Devoted Druid.
That's pretty good.
So Andy's probably going to play Devoted Druid this turn, or he can hold up mana for company.
Yeah, Devoted Druid.
Andy's actually in a real interesting spot right now. He can hold up. I say if he can play. Okay, he's going for the company.
I think he just collected companies here.
Hey, what's up, 1 Violence? How you doing today, 1 Violence? So
I think Connor just plays another O-Stone. He doesn't have green mana to cast his
Worldbreaker.
His Worldbreaker or his Ancient Stirrings, and everything else in his hand costs 8 mana.
So
or more. He has 2 Ugins and an Ulamog.
All right, so
well, that's pretty good because we know he has a Devoted Druid in his hand. However, I doubt he's going to play the Devoted Druid into this O-Stone.
Well, so he's going to attack with everything, and then next turn he's going to. So if Connor doesn't miss any, if he misses land drop again,
yeah,
he's going to. Oh, that was lethal.
Oh, okay, great. The life total was wrong. Yeah. So Andy cast Collected Company on the end of the turn to get in some attackers, and then was able to play a shock for 4.
Hey man, sometimes that's good enough.
No, Walking Ballista is a hell of a card.
Yeah. You know what other card is a hell of a? So this is actually Abzan Company because we see the bobs and stuff in the side.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's Sin Collector.
And, oh, no, one of my old-time favorite cards is in the sideboard, Orzhov Pontiff.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. With the, what is that? Haunted.
Yeah,
with a super complicated Haunted mechanic.
It's not that complicated.
It's wordy.
Yeah, it's wordy. It's not like it's a reader. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. It's like a midway point between like between vigilance, trample.
It's a midway.
But and something like and something that's actually complicated. Like what's a
Doomsday pre-Lab Man?
No, I'm talking like keyword abilities.
Okay, Gravestorm.
Gravestorm. Okay, fair enough.
Actually, that's pretty easy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't expect my opponent to know what Haunt does. When I think of keyword abilities, I think you should be able to look at the card, know what it does, and then try to figure out how to leverage it to your advantage.
Yeah.
Orzhov Pontiff is like.
He does this thing, then it dies. Oh yeah, it does this thing.
And then it does this other thing. Yeah, I don't know.
I might just miss the trigger so I don't deal with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes they make mechanics like this, and it leaves a lot to be desired. But I think this is a card that could potentially be reprinted in one of the new guild kits. Not this set, but next set. They're doing the dual color guild kits where they have reprints from all across Ravnica's history. Speaking of which, we're in the middle of Ravnica spoilers. Any cards that have caught your attention other than the obvious?
Oh, the double blue.
Well, that's a good one.
I don't know how I feel about that card. It's okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's good.
It doesn't leave behind a body. But it does give you a lot more value off of your cards. Decks like that can play. Yeah, so we've got Mission Briefing over here.
I did a whole spiel about this yesterday too.
Yeah.
I was a lot more knee-jerky about it yesterday because that's when it got spoiled.
Oh, for sure. I have had knee-jerk reactions to cards.
You just saw my knee-jerk reaction to Thinking Nights, but that's not important. But Mission Briefing.
I lost my mind when I saw Harsh Mentor.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. Mission Briefing has potential. I mean, sure, you don't get a body, but maybe you don't play maybe this isn't a play set. Maybe it's maybe you play 1 or 2 of these. Maybe you play 1 or 2 of these in addition to your Snapcaster Mages. I will say though that I think the white blue control deck in Modern might prefer this over Snapcaster Mage. That deck's been moving away from Snapcaster Mage anyway.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And this helps you flip Escanta.
Yeah.
Helps you find your 1-ups.
Also, fun fact for all the idiots that actually bring like Surgical against you, this gets around Surgical.
Okay, would you like to explain that?
So, the reason why it does, so what Snapcard says, it gives target card flashback, but with Mission Briefing, it says Surveil 2, then choose a card. You never target a card, so like your opponent never knows where you're targeted.
Oh, sure.
So, you like Surgical something like, oh, I wasn't going to use that anyways, cool dude.
Oh, okay. Neat. You don't have to announce the card that you choose?
No. It's like Liliana Last Hope downtick.
Yeah, Deflecting Palm works like that too. The next time, like a source of your choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, what else? Also you can do alternate costs with this card.
Neat.
Like Overload, or you can do like pitch a blue card for Forceful from your graveyard.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, so I can definitely see this being in the white-blue control deck in Modern. They've been moving away. Like I said, they've been moving away from Snapcaster Mage.
Also, another fun tidbit: if the spell gets remanded that you cast with this, it goes back to your hand.
That's really cool. Well, that's interesting. There's a couple of things that it does that Snapcaster Mage doesn't. So it's nice that you have a choice.
Also, but it's like more mana restrictive.
Oh, double blue is hard.
I mean, some decks yes, some decks no.
It comes at a cost.
Yeah.
Like you can have your double blue, but it probably means fetching and shocking at least once.
Sometimes, but also you can't do the secret. This card does not have a secret mode like Snapcaster Mage does,
where you just play it for no value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that mode.
I mean, you can cast this and then just surveil. You can put two cards into your graveyard.
That's not as good, man.
No, it's not. But if you really need Escanta to flip, I think that I like this with Escanta. Yeah. I think that's a neat little combo. So here we see like I was talking about, one of the early interactive things that he can do is he's bolted the bird, and it just cost him 2 mana and a Walking Ballista.
Yeah. So I think Andy's going to slam this Stony Silence though.
And this is either very impactful or it's not. Connor regularly complains about this card, but it might just not do anything.
Yeah.
It depends on his draw.
Oh yeah, Legion War Boss is. Do you know Legion War Boss?
Yeah, the new Rabble Master. It's not. Yeah. It's like a fixed Rabble Master. I think it's neat.
I love Rabble Master.
Yeah, Rabble Master's sweet. I think we could have just gotten like a Rabble Master reprint with Boros themed, like a Boros. Like this could just be Goblin Rabble Master, even with this art. But
he's like, nah.
I'm down. I think there's enough mentor cards I'd like to see, especially with some of the spells. I think there's potential for like a Boros mentor like mid-range deck, or like a Boros Angel like tribal deck.
All right, so this might be one of the games Stony Silences hoses Tron.
So I'm interested to see like the rest of the Boros cards as well.
Yep.
Yeah, this is so. Here we see Connor having an early piece of interaction. He took his turn 2 to Walking Ballista to slow Andy down. That's given him time to get into this Oblivion Stone.
Yeah, but so Connor should be at.
However, there's a Stony Silence, and that Oblivion Stone doesn't really get to do anything unless Connor draws a Nature's Claim, which he probably brought in.
Yeah. I think like most Tron decks like auto include Nature's Claim most of the time. Like
they're running 4 for a reason.
It's like effects like Blood Moon, Alpine Moon.
So not every deck that plays Stony Silence is going to want to bring it in against Tron. It really depends on how much you care about
the symmetrical effect.
That and Oblivion Stone.
Yeah.
Like a burn deck playing Stony Silence wouldn't bring it in against Tron, but a deck like Andy's would, because he cares about Oblivion Stone, which is a board wipe that can also get rid of the Stony Silence. So I think we see Connor laying it down here. Here's one of the draws. So you had one of the draws where Stony Silence